Hey guys, Desloto Gaming here, and I've got some way to make money in a casino that I can almost guarantee you've never heard of. I've never actually heard of a YouTuber mention this. It's kind of on the down low, and I hate to say it, but I only learned about this about 6 months ago. Did you know that all casinos everywhere are secretly running a lottery that you can play for free? Gasp! Clickbait title. But it's figuratively true. All you have to do is, while you're putting the money in the machine, look down. That's it. And I've already won several times. In a casino, you probably handle a very large amount of paper money. You circulate it quite a few times. Even if you play ticket to ticket, if you jump on tables, you're going to have to cash those in at some point. You're going to have to put the ticket in the machine, get the couple $100 off your ticket, on the way out eventually. You might want to take a closer look at those bills. Like, here is a $1 bill. So the series is right here. It's the 2009 series. Sometimes they have a letter after it too. And the number in green is the serial number. And that means it was the 3,500,000 and whatever else it says one to come off of the printer. They usually just use like a little rotating number thing where the 4 on the end would go to 5, then 6, and they just stamp it. So every bill is unique serial, and that's how they can track it and do stuff with like bank robberies and all that. But sometimes those come up with some really, really wacky numbers, like this one right here. All zeros and then 1. This was quite literally the first one to be printed. I think they don't start at 0. This bill is worth about $1,000 to $5,000. It's not the best of condition. You can see the crease down the middle, but yeah. The reason is because they printed quite a few of these, and there is a grand total of 1 of them with the serial number of 1 in this particular printing block. So you might be saying, Des, I see where you're going with this. It's never going to happen. This isn't even worth my time. Oh, no. There are some serial numbers where there were like 10,000 printed in one batch that are all worth your time. And like I said, I've been doing this for a couple months. I already came across some that I made big money on. Stick around. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. I assure you this is worth your time. And it's especially worth your time if you work like point of sale at like a place where you handle a bunch of paper money and can look down, you know what I mean? We're not even talking casinos, So what serial numbers are worth money? Well, this one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's a $2 bill. I didn't know they were still making those in 2017. That is worth all of the money. It's going to come down to grading, but it's like 1,000 on up, I'd say. So this is like playing the lottery for free. Now I think, well, what are the odds? How many have a serial number of like 7777777 in one print run? Well, it's 1. So those are worth like an astronomical amount, 1 to 5,000 usually. But there are other ones, you get 2323232323. That's usually worth at least $100. So if you add up all the potential combinations, okay, you go through 1,000 bills in a month, you'll probably find one. So real quick, some resources. Okay, mycurrencycollection.com. They are awesome. They tell you like the different print run sizes. They'll analyze your number if you put it in. Tell you if it's any special series, if it's old, if it's new, that kind of stuff. They do have a guide on what your stuff will be worth, but I'm just going to break that down in this video. And then Executive Currency is a good place to sell them, get a quote, whatever. They don't like stuff where it's like, oh, it's a $100 bill and it's worth $200 because it's like, so-and-so cereal. But they'll be interested in some pretty high stuff, and everybody keeps recommending them. I haven't used them. I don't know anything about them, and this is not a sponsored video. Otherwise, everybody points to Heritage Auctions. They constantly are like the place to go to sell any kind of paper currency. Like really rare stuff, old stuff, funny cereals, whatever. Like that's where people go to shop. Otherwise, you can look at not listed, but completed auctions on eBay. Anybody can ask anything for anything. But once somebody actually paid money for a bill, now you have evidence that it's actually worth that amount of money. One of my favorite things to do is just go on eBay, type in like US paper bill or $20 bill, $100 bill, $5 bill, $1 bill, whatever, and then followed by just the phrase serial number, and then just go to sold listings and go like most recent or whatever, or everything 100 and up. You can do all kinds of fun little queries on there, and just look at the stuff that's sold. Like that one in my example right here, a 6-digit star note from like a short set. A short set would be 320,000. I have one rarer than that, and somebody sold it for that. They were asking 35. They took lower in an accepted offer, but you don't know how much lower. Someone paid $60 for a $20 bill right there in the middle because it had a whole bunch of 8s in it. It was 6, a whole bunch of 8s, and then 9-6, which is only a 5-digit repeater, and they paid 300% face. Really? So it's the fastest way to just get a whole bunch of ideas of what does sell and what doesn't. And then you can tell eBay only showed me like $300 on up to get the real jackpot ones that really sell. But it is so fun to just go through them, scroll through and be like, whoa, I could get that for that? Whoa, that sold for that? Wait a minute, I might have one of these in my wallet right now. Shout out to everybody who's getting out their wallet and fanning through the bills at this very moment. I'm telling you, it's gambling. It's basically lottery style, where it's like, 1 in 10,000 odds or something for a pretty good payout that you didn't have to pay anything to enter. I find it more fun and enjoyable than like tedious work. Like me and my friends will just sit in the VIP lounge, we'll be chilling, just drinking some fancy lemonades or whatever. We're like, ooh, let's check our bills. And we all get them out. I mean, we're going to count them anyway. We just put them all face up and see if anybody has anything. So you might think, oh, that's tedious. I wish I didn't even know this. Now I'm going to be thinking about it. I don't want to do that. This is really simple. If you're going to put it into a slot machine, as you're putting it in, you've got a 50-50 of it being face up in the first place. So just flip it over, glance at it. It literally takes the same amount of time that it takes to just pull it out of your wallet and put it in the machine. You just have to look down and look at the serial number instead of looking at some arbitrary random thing that isn't important. So it quite literally takes no effort. And if we take a short break, I just fan through them, see what's in my wallet, and go from there. So if you're at this point like, wait a minute, this Nestalator guy really knows how to like make money in casinos, like every possible way imaginable. Yes, you are correct, and if you want to hear more about it for free, I ain't selling a book or any dumb thing. Hit that subscribe button. It's not a kind of paid thing. It's just like it's like a follow. It'll tell you when I upload and show you more of my videos. The other thing you might want to have is some, as I call it, top loaders. They're bill protectors. If it's in really, really, really good condition, you might want to just have a couple of those in your car. You can get a 10-pack, 50-pack, whatever on eBay for like nothing, I don't know, $5-10. And that'll just protect it till you get home. Otherwise, you could just lay it down flat in your car, run out your car, put it there, and nothing's really going to happen to it. But is condition important? Yes. Let's talk about grading. So if you got a bill graded, like this one was sent into PCGS, it got a 66 PPQ. You don't really have to know what that means other than it's gem new. Not quite gem mint, but pretty good rating. This is a star note, which means that the original one was destroyed, misprinted, whatever caused it to need to be reprinted, and it was reprinted. That 4 is actually a little bit crooked too, so it could be considered a misprint. And it's serial number 4. This is worth several $1,000s. So the closer you get to gem mint, the closer you want to keep it inside of something protected. So if you want to get an opinion on a certain, value of something particular, 1, just watch the rest of this video. 2, bank strap hunting or paper money, paper currency, whatever, on Reddit. Those are 2 really good groups. There's some forums out there and stuff. I mean, it's really not that hard to get an opinion from some people. And they'll get real excited if you find something cool. You will immediately get either bot or human messages undercutting you. They'll be like, I'll offer you $200 for that, knowing darn well it's worth $1,000. So watch for that and don't accept them. Also, they might just outright scam you. But there is a serial number lookup system on mycurrencycollection.com. So you could always just plug it into there and they'll take their best guess at if it's real fancy. So with all that out of the way, what is worth what? Well, these numbers they vary drastically based on how old the bill is and its condition, but generally these ranges are pretty good. I've noticed that they go up a little bit lately. So low serial numbers, so 0000 and then 4 numbers, 4 digits. It's sometimes slightly over face value. If you just got like 6723, well, what is that, But if you had like 7777, now we're talking. Generally 4 digits isn't considered that great. It's just interesting. But if you think about it, a 4-digit or lower, there's 9,999 of them in every single print run. So they're not really that rare. I actually come across them quite often. Then there's 3 digits. Okay, now you're talking $30 to $75 over face. I've seen them go higher, especially if it's like 999 or something cool like that. The special sequence versus, oh wow, that's just a low number, is pretty make it or break it, but any 3-digit serial is going to be high. Then we got 2 digits. Okay, you're looking at $100 to $300 over face. And then single digit, 500 bare minimum, 1,000 plus based on condition and grading. And man, I know some people who have found those in casinos. And then the same exact thing, almost to the number, goes for the high numbers. So 9999, 4 digits, who knows? 99999, 3 digits, about 50 to 75. 2 digits would be 100 to 300. And then 1 digit, 500 plus. They're so rare that you might as well just ask the moon for it and somebody will pay for it. Then we've got the patterns, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're looking at $1,000 to $2,000. Even like 0, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be worth about 100 over face, believe it or not, because that's still a ladder, as they call it. I call them sequentials. I have my different words for it. But 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, that would actually be worth $100. And that's one that you'd say, well, that kind of catches my eye as like something unique. You might want to post it online, run it past some people. That's usually worth $100 over its face value. So you got a $1 bill that says that, you could get some pretty money for that. How do you sell it? You just send it into whatever auction site. They verify it, certify it, check it out, put in a nice little fancy thing, list it for you, take their whatever percentage and pay you the rest. It's real simple. I think actually executivecurrency.com, they'll give you a quote and they'll just pay you up front for it, I think. Never used them, but people told me they're really good. So we got repeaters, like if it's 74627462, which is the example they used on the website I'm using. Shout out once again, mycurrencycollection.com. They're pretty awesome. Free resource. I don't think they actually have any paid resources. They're just there to help people out. How cool is that? Come on. 25 to $50. I don't think repeaters sell that well. There's a lot of them in every given print run, but not that many. And if it's like really cool, like we're talking, okay, so super repeaters would be like 32323232. You're looking at $100 to $300 over. Like you better sell that. Then they got the one that people nicknamed Radar. They're palindromes, which means they're the same forward as backwards. So a quad number would be like 55552222, or like 11117777. That's technically a radar, but it's a quad double serial number. Those are worth some serious money. But like 12533521 would be a palindrome. That's a radar bill. Those, they're sometimes worth a little bit. You might want to run them past some people. It could be sequential. It could be some number from some movie or some famous, who knows, and you don't even know it. But a repeater radar. Okay, so now we're talking a little bit of money potentially. Like 71177117. Somebody might pay you for that. That would be one where I wouldn't mess around with auction companies. I'd try and sell it local, but they don't let you sell any kind of currency, like paper, coin currency at all, on Facebook Marketplace. That drives me nuts. I don't remember about Craigslist, and on eBay, you got to watch out for scammers, and you're going to pay so much to ship it in like 13% around there in fees. It's not really worth it unless you got something crazy. And if you got something crazy, somebody's probably going to try and scam you. So I don't like eBay. They side with the buyers way too much, and nobody's going to respect you if you don't have like a really high seller rating. So you can bring it to like in eBay sell it for you place. It takes like 40-50%. That's going to cut a lot off though. If you got a $100 bill with $200, you ain't going to end up with much. But it's all about effort versus return, So let's talk about the solid serial numbers, like 11111111 through 999999999. Okay, that's 1,000 to the moon, like 5,000, 4,000, 10,000. All depends on grading, condition, age, that kind of stuff. If it's a drastic misprint on top of it, oh my gosh. Then we got, 7 in a row. So you got 77777776. First of all, if that looks crispy, whatever ATM you just got out of, whatever change machine you just got it out of, get some more out of it. Because I'm not even kidding, the 77777 might be there. And if you get 77775 and 4 and 3 and 2, you can sell them together for way more money. But those are usually just by themselves because they're close, $50 to $150 above face. So that's a 7 of a kind, 7 in a row. Then you got the ones where it only uses 3 digits or it only uses 2 digits, but it's no kind of sequence. So like 79779797. It's not any kind of repeater, radar, or anything like that, but it might be worth a little bit. Binary, trinaries never are. People just keep them because they're like, well, I'll keep that for myself in my collection to make it worth my time so I can show it to people. It's not really worth that much money. Other oddities to look for are birthdays. So, finding somebody to sell it to, good luck, but if it's the birthday of some famous person, what do we mean by a birthday? It would be like either forward or backwards, like month, day, year, year, day, month. Usually we're talking US currency, so it probably wouldn't be like the European one. But if you get like 2021-08-03, well, that's considered a birthday note. So you can post it online if somebody happened to have their kid or their whatever was born that day. They might buy it off you, but like it's not really worth that much. But if you get like one that's, what would it be, July 4th, 1776? So 0704, 1776, the founding of America. In American currency, I don't even know, probably $1,000. Like you could ask the moon for that. So there are some birthday notes. If you're just like, oh, it was the day Ronald Reagan was born. Like nobody knows that. It might be worth an extra $10. Nobody's going to want that. It's just interesting. I just thought I'd mention it, but let's go through some crazy jackpot examples because I got to show it off. 31 star note. So a star note means that it was reprinted. Just something happened to the first one. It was misprinted. It was destroyed. It was ripped in half, whatever. And they had to print another one. Those are even rarer, and yes, I'm going to show you some of mine at the end of this video. This is worth quite a bit of money. Whatever I just said, multiply it by quite a lot for the star note, because there's not many of those. This is a misprint. If you came across this, you could ask whatever the heck you want for it. Definitely get it graded, definitely put it in this, which is a top loader. The problem is you'll never find these in a casino because they wouldn't pass through any of their machines. So, don't look there, but, any other source. This $1 bill with the 711 serial number, it's only a 3-digit. You could get, well, like $20 for it or something, but they got the 711 in change at a 7-Eleven, according to the myth online, or well, story, anecdote, account. Don't mean to imply that it's not true, but this person can't prove that it was true. So, good luck with that. Still, I mean, 7-Eleven. I mean, that's like, craps. Like, somebody would pay for that. That's like a special 3-digit. It'd be worth quite a bit. I mean, 1 to 200 would be my guess. This is $5 bill number 5. That's a lot of fives. That amplifies it. This thing is worth, I forgot what they said, couple hundred to like over 1,000, I think this sold for. So let's actually run through this. What if you found this? You would look it up on mycurrencycollection.com with their star lookup note to find out how big the print run was. With that serial number, it almost doesn't matter. But if it's from an even smaller print run, you just know you got more money. So that's cool. So this will tell you, it was from a really, really big print run. However, they've got a button on the bottom that says, how cool is this serial number? It's the serial number coolness checker. So if you click that, 99.70% coolness. Okay, so they got the little, hey, it might not be worth something, just saying it might be kind of cool because of some little thing. Doesn't mean somebody's going to buy it because of that. But if your number is 99.7, somebody's going to buy it, all right? Then they give you like all the coolness detectors. It's the 5th Fibonacci sequence number. Oh boy. It's a 7 of a kind together, which is the zeros. Okay. Then the sum of the digits. Okay, whatever. It has 2 unique digits, so it's a binary. Cool. It's a prime number. Cool. I don't know why they don't say it's an extremely, extremely, extremely low number. Like, I don't know where that's at. But I mean, that one you can kind of just know with your head. So I guess they probably don't have to tell you that. $100 bill, all 4s. I mean, if they got less than 3,000, I don't even know what they're doing. Now, you can tell there's folding, there's corner damage. Like, this ain't going to get graded gem mint, but you'd want to get it graded just to prove that it's real. Now, this is pretty easy just to hold up and say, yeah, that's not counterfeit, obviously. Like, anybody could just do that with human eyes. But you'd still want to make it official, get it graded before you send it somewhere to get sold. Here's $20 bill number 1. I don't need to tell you what that's worth. I just did. Ho! Even with the center crease and the ink on the edge, and like, this is worth money. But I should mention, it's called bank strap hunting because some people go to the bank and say, hey, I want, $1,000 worth of 1s or 5s, and then they just go through them and check them. Sometimes it gets sequences of all, like, literally sequential serials from the mint because that's where they get it. And then you could say, wait a minute, like 72 ahead from here, it'll be number 777. Ooh, wait a minute. Or you could get, like, an entire sequence from 600 to 700 of 3-digit serials, and I can't even imagine what that would sell for. But usually it's just random circulated bills, as they're called. You can look at each bill for like 1 to 5 seconds because it's not about like, processing numbers and looking at the numeric values and stuff. Usually it's that pattern was caught by my eyes, like from the shapes of the numbers. So it's not as cognitively intense as you think. And this isn't as burned as looking for silver quarters. The last silver quarters are what, like 1956 or 2 or something like that. A lot of people have automated. They built machines to do it. They weigh different amounts, I think. They sound different when you drop them. There's all kinds of ways to detect them quickly. There's almost none of them in circulation. If you go to the bank and get $1,000 worth of quarters, which they're probably going to charge you for because of the weight and the delivery and all that, you'll be lucky to find one. You'll probably find more Canadian quarters in there, which will actually be worth less money than you can't really redeem them. And so if you take out, $1,000 worth of quarters every day and then bring them right back and deposit them, they're going to tell you to stop doing that in all likelihood. That's just tedious, annoying, a waste of their time, and they're going to think you're, what is it called? Sequencing, stacking, grouping, something like that. It's like this money laundering thing. You do not want to get caught up in that. I mean, they'd immediately think you're counterfeiting if it's with bills. So, I would either have an understanding with them, tell them what you're doing, or just ask them if it's okay, or just whatever. But when it comes to like trading cards and like, Pokemon sets and stuff, like that stuff's pretty controlled, but you never know with like a minor one or a less reputable one. If somebody took the first sheet, took the first card off the thing and like just stole it, took a couple of the rares off the super rare sheet and grabbed it off the printing line, put it in their pocket. That don't happen at the US Mint. That don't happen in transport. There are no distributors. There's no like people searching them in Walmart and putting them on scales or any of this crazy stuff they do to find the rare cards with sports cards and Pokemon cards and all that. That's why you could just go to an ATM, take out a $20 bill, and get number 0000007 because it went straight from there to there and ended up in your hands because nobody else touched it or had access to it. That's just how it works. So this is like an ongoing thing where it's not like you're searching for something that there's less and less of all the time. If anything, they're printing more money because of inflation and that kind of stuff. But speaking of like stacking, I think is the word, grouping, I should look it up, but general tax avoidance, if you think the banks are trained in that, the people who work the cage at the casino are even more trained in that. So if you take out 1,000, redeem 1,000, bring 1,000 in chips over to the table, play one hand, and then bring it back and redeem it, and do that 10 times in 1 hour, they're going to be like, what are you doing? You are immediately at any casino going to get stopped by security. So don't start, doing crazy stuff there just to see a bunch of bills when, one, you could just go to the bank and tell them what you're doing and do it. And two, you don't want to mess with that. They could kick you out of the casino. So just some stuff to be aware of. Let's check out my collection of stuff I found so far, at least the stuff that I want to show you. Let's put it that way. And the ones that I haven't already sold. Oh, someone's going to ask. I made about $1,700 in the last couple months just finding cool bills and selling them. So this $1 bill caught my attention because it's 7080587, which is almost a repeating pattern, but let's say it was like 708570885. That's still not worth that much. It's like trinomial, trinary, whatever they call it. It's a repeating sequence, oh boy. You could maybe get, in perfect condition, 10 to 20 bucks for it on like a really good day. And think about how much it takes to like sell it, like ship it, the fees on the auction site and all that. Here is one that's pretty spicy. So pretty darn good condition. The top to bottom cut is terrible. That's thin, that's too wide. So it would never get graded all that well, but it is almost uncirculated, like pack fresh from the ATM. So, okay, might get like an 8 or 9. But it's 00005183. So a 3-digit serial number. I'd have to look up like the run numbers on this and stuff, but it's a Series 2017A. There was a lot of these. I think I'm probably going to just spend this one because I'd put it around maybe on a good day, $130, $140. There are a lot lower serial numbers than this, and 5183 isn't any kind of pattern. Now, if it was like 7777, now we're talking. Okay, that's worth some money. I generally don't hold on to and sell stuff unless it's going to double up. Now, here's one. I can't show you the serial number because I'm going to sell this and I'm going to get it graded. This is absolute mint condition, except for maybe that corner, but still. It's a star note, as you can see right there, which means that it was already replaced once, like there was a printing defect or it was, ripped in half. Something made them have to run it off again. So the original bill with this serial number had a problem. So this is an extremely low digit one. And in this condition with like this perfect cut, once I get it graded, it's a little thin on this side and a little lopsided, but I think I can get probably $100 for it. And this just came right out of the bill changer at the casino. Amazing. Guys, one of my friends at a casino got a hand pay where one of the $100 bills was worth more than the hand pay. So his one jackpot turned into 2 jackpots. This is worth your time. So once again, if you enjoyed this information on every single conceivable possible way that you can beat any casino, any way, online, terrestrial, anywhere in the world, this is the channel you want to be because this is the only place you're going to hear about it. So if you appreciate that, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next video.